Okay, so I'm not sure how long this episode is going to be, but it is finally time for our tour of my Let's Play world. It's the 1 year anniversary, or I should say, at the time of recording, it's about 2 weeks early, but I'm not really planning on doing anything else to the world until then, anyways. So I thought I could do it now because a few days ago, or a few days ago as of time that I'm recording, I posted the new mini series that actually ended up only being one episode. It was 100 hours in a hardcore world, and I died not even 5 hours into it. But I posted the video nonetheless because I thought that it would be fun. I had teased it, and then obviously at that point I should probably post it. So I posted it and you guys ended up loving it. It is absolutely my #1 video. It outperformed literally every other video that I've posted to this date. So I decided I would put this video out a little bit earlier, and then I would retry the 100 hour in hardcore series, and I would just shift my schedule around a little bit so that that video could still come out later this month in December, just a little bit closer to the end. So hopefully you guys can still look forward to that, because I am absolutely looking forward to giving that one a shot again. That being said, if I die this time before the 100 hour, which I probably will, but if I die, that's where it's going to be. There's not going to be another retry for it. It's just going to end there. And maybe sometime in the future, I will try again, like in the far future, not near future, far future. But genuinely, thank you guys for all the love and support on that video. It was awesome. I genuinely appreciate it so much. And anyways, now let's get on to the tour of this world. So as you may know, or as you may or may not know, I should say, this world is a Let's Play world that I started about a year ago now. If I can find any pictures of what the world used to look like when it first started, at least in this area, because this is roughly right about where everything started, I will put in a few clips or photos of what this area looked like way at the start. But I think to start off our tour, we should probably go to the art museum. Now, the art museum isn't the first building that we have done here, but it does have what the terrain looked like near the start. So as we can see here, it's a lot more raised right here. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's a lot more raised right here. And I also had a completely different villager trading hall. It was completely different. I didn't have any buildings or anything. I had the one right here, and that's it. You can't tell, but the art museum, the art gallery was not here either. I had the trail going right here for where I was transporting villagers from the village to the villager trading hall. And everything was super empty. There was nothing going on. And then we started moving up here, and now we have the new trading hall. This is what it currently looks like. We have some trees. We've got all of our plants here. We've got the bridge right here. We've got the bridge here. We've got the old portal right here. We've got more buildings here. We've got some stuff over here. We've got the farm over here, which we didn't have before. Like, we have had an immense amount of progress. And I think now that we kind of have like a base idea for what it is, I think we'll go off and we'll start with all of the builds that I did first, like what build I did first, and we'll reminisce. And the first build that I did was this one right here. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Now, if you don't remember, or if you are new to the series and this is one of your first episodes or your first episode watching, you probably don't know what this building is. And this was actually my original base. It was my starter base. And and there's currently nothing in it really right now because I took all of my stuff out, but it was 2 stories with a little bridge that went over here, and I never actually put anything in here other than my one mending villager that I did have way back at the start before I had my trading hall, but this is what it was. And I am still super happy with it. I never noticed that that was right there, but I think that's gonna stay there for like a historical piece, I think. But I am still super happy with it. I think it's still super nice. I really feel like I did good on this one. This was a good build, absolutely. I fully think so. And then we've just got a little bit of shrubbery outside. We've got, in case you never actually really saw what the outside of it looks like, this is kind of what it looks like on the outside, the back, and it's the same on both sides, both buildings. This is what it looks like. It's just like the little bits of shrubbery that's a bit different, but yeah, so that's that. And then we have the tree right here because I originally wanted this tree to be like the centerpiece, I guess, of the whole village that I was going to build right here. And then obviously I didn't actually really build one here. I mean, we have the path that I've started to progress off over into different areas. Like we have the new storage hall that's right here. And I want to say that the storage hall isn't actually my base. The storage hall is just the storage hall. I do still plan on building a full new big large base. I just haven't really gotten around to doing much planning for it. So the storage hall is being used as a base, but it is not actually my base. I just want to make that clear that there will be a new big base going on at some point in the future. But yeah, so the pathway will continue off into like more areas over time, but like it's not really a high priority right now. But yeah, so that's kind of that. And then the next thing we did was actually the trading hall. And while it is not the current version of the trading hall that we did, it is still the trading hall nonetheless. So we'll take a little gander in there. And I don't go in here very often, clearly, because I have some issues. I don't really go in here very often because I don't really have much reason to now. But every now and then I will come in here if I just need like something quick, or like I was trading things or whatever. These cakes are also a bit of a historical monument at this point. I had put them down. I had was doing some trading and I had bought a bunch of cakes, and I just put them all right here because I didn't really need them. And then every time I come in here, which is not very often, like I said, I'll just come in, take a little bite or two. It's been taking me a while to get through them. But yeah, so like this is kind of like the trading hall. Obviously, I'm still missing like a few bits and bobs here. This one doesn't have a thing. And then I have those, which just noticed. I don't know when that happened. And then we have the second floor, which I still haven't decided what I want to do here. The second floor is, honestly, I really enjoy the second floor. I think it's really nice. I definitely think that it needs some work, but I had never actually decided what I wanted to do with it, so I just kind of left it. But I definitely think that I should put something in here at some point, because like it's honestly a really nice little area, but I haven't come to an idea yet, so I've just been kind of leaving it. If any of you have any suggestions on what I should put down here, or up here, then absolutely let me know and I'll like consider it, or whatever. And then the next thing, I think the next thing was I did just more terraforming to this area, as well as doing the pond, which I'm actually, looking back on it now, I'm actually not really super happy with the way that the pond looks. I think it's fine, but like I definitely think that it could use some work. Maybe I'll go in and fix it at some other time, or maybe I'll just leave it, call it a historical landmark. But yeah. I also think that one of the first few things that I built was actually also this bridge. I think I did it about the same time that I did the one that's right there, but I don't actually remember the exact time frame of this bridge. And part of the reason why I built this bridge was so that I could get over there, because that's where the mines are, but also because in the future I do want to build more stuff over here, because, well, we'll just fly over there, because we have the villages that are over here on both sides, which I think is super pretty, but I also still haven't explored this cave. This cave right here was actually part of the reason why I decided to go and live here. But I mean, as you can see how there's still iron there, there's still coal. I still haven't actually come in and explored this cave, which is something that I absolutely want to do. I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't made an episode out of it, but one day we'll go and explore here, because like really this area was what made me choose to live here. If you go back and you watch my first episode, which is probably terrible, it's probably an absolutely horrendous episode, I have to be entirely honest, but if you did go back and watch it, you would be able to hear me talking about how I thought that this was such a pretty location. It's absolutely gorgeous, and how I wanted to live here. But the only reason why I actually went to go live down on the water here was because I had just a little bit more creative freedom with the way that the terrain was. So I decided I just make my main part of my base down here, and then I would expand upwards over time, which is still in the works, still in the plans. I just haven't actually done it yet, but we will. The next thing I think that we have, the enchanting house, which once again is one of those things that I don't really use very often because I don't really need to, but it's here and it's decorative and it's cute, so I enjoy it. But just a little enchanting table, and then I've got a bunch of storage here. I don't think I actually really keep anything in here. Yeah, though I totally could, but I don't. But like, this is just a little building, super cute. I'll show a little bit of the outsides. The front, the sides are pretty much identical, only the sign placement is different. It's a little bit more randomized, but this is what it looks like. Super cute. I am definitely really happy with the way that this one came out. I enjoy it a lot. And next, I think, is actually the farm, which now that I think about it, I actually haven't been over here in a while. Oh, actually, maybe the farm wasn't next. Maybe it was the art gallery that was next. Well, I'll show this one first, and then we'll do the art gallery next. So this is the farm. This is where I get a lot of my just regular food from. Just because, I mean, look at it. It's fields on fields of farm. We've got little water towers or silos. They can be whatever you want. Technically, they're silos, but they could be water towers if you want them to be that. I think I've got 3. Maybe I've got 2. I've got 2. I thought I had 3. I don't know why I thought I had 3. But this is a design that I came up with using the silo design that B-dubs came up with. Like, I got inspired, but these ones are my design. They're my design. And then just kind of place them around here. And then if we go here, we have the barn here. We've also got a few custom trees. I think it would be fun to add some more custom trees, like some of the bigger ones that I've got like right here, and as well as like the pink ones here. Like do more of that kind of style over here. But because I don't really have too many more plans to build out in that direction as of right now, I don't feel like it's top priority. But we've got bridge, more stuff. You can see that I had been scavenging for wheat over here. And then we've also got my animals. We've got all my horses in here. We've got some skeleton horses. Don't think I have anything over here. Yeah, nothing over here. And then all my cows are just on this side. Pretty simple, pretty loud, so I'm not going to go over there. But that is the barn. Super simple. If you want to go see how see the building of it, you can definitely go check out the video where I built it. I think it's just like I built a farm or something, or building a farm. I don't know. You can see. You just look at the thumbnail and you'll be able to tell which one's the farm. But yeah, so that one's nice. I'm not as fond of the barn as I am in comparison to like the silos, for example. But like I do still enjoy it. I still think it's good, but I just don't think it's as good as like my silos. Even though the silos are super simple, super plain. But I still think it's good. I enjoy it. And then I know that over time, I actually did say that I was going to do more building over here because it's super simple, super plain, literally nothing going on over here, just a couple trees. So that is still something that I want to do. It's just after building the pond that's way over there, and not really liking it that much, I was kind of stuck on what I should do for here because I wasn't enjoying it as much. So I've been putting this one off on the back burner until I really, really get a feel for it and really come up with an idea that I enjoy. But that is still something that I do want to do, and I definitely think it'll help this area look a lot nicer. It's just not that high on the priority list. But the next thing is the art gallery, which does still need more work on the outside here, but like in the terraforming area. I'm not really going to touch much more of the like outside of the building, but for terraforming, it does still need more work. And I would like to do a little bit more work for fixing up and making the front of it look a little bit nicer. But I don't really care that much. I think it's quite fine the way it is. But if we go inside, I kind of made it mimic a little bit like an actual art gallery where you got to walk in, you'll talk to the front desk, and then get tickets or whatever. And then you walk in and you look at all the art. And right now I just have a lot of paintings spread out kind of here and there. I do have a few holes from Enderman stealing stuff and whatnot. But like over time, it'll be completely filled up with maps and different things like that, just instead of it just being all of the paintings. But yeah, and then on the back here, I do actually have another glow ink sack, I think, that I could finish that, but I'm not going to. And it just says, please be respectful while viewing museum art. Thank you. Have a great time. Just like little signs being like, hey, be respectful. And yeah, and then like we've got little chandelier, and I still think it would be nice to actually work on the roof a little bit more, because if you remember when I first did this, I was actually going to build like a little tower at the top near the center here, but I decided against that mainly because of how big this project already was in comparison to how much time I had. So I decided to put it off, but I think it could be fun to go back and work on it some more, add some more details to it, but it's just not that needed for this build. I think this build looks fine the way it is. So I might leave it, I might not. We'll see. I've got other signs like please do not touch the art. And then we've got like the little railings so that you're not crossing. But yeah, so that's kind of the art gallery. We've also got like the little benches here and there so you can sit and look at the art, watch, admire. Got some little shrubbery, and I also put some cauldrons here and there to mimic garbage cans as well, just for like added ambience, added design, But that is kind of the art gallery. There's nothing too crazy about a lot of my builds. Something I want to do over the next year is get into more crazy builds. I think that could be a lot of fun. So I want to do that more. The next thing I'll show will be the village, because I actually completely tore down the old village and then rebuilt a new one. which I like this one a lot more. I like this the way it feels more, but it is just pretty simple. We just have some jobs, some beds. I want to continue off the village and make it bigger. And spread it out some more, maybe even build some more houses as well, so that I can fit more villagers in here. Not that I necessarily need more villagers, but I think that it could be like an added ambience type of thing if I put more in here. But all the houses are pretty much the same. They all follow similar building. There's no door on this one. Okay. They all follow similar like building styles, with like minor changes. None of them are crazy. Bigger ones have more beds, things like that. They all have, I tried to make sure that they all had at least 2 jobs in them, but some of them don't. Some of them are missing some. And then I just have the little town bell right here. But yeah, so I think over time I want to build more in this village for sure, but I'm not there yet. I am not there yet. And while I'm over here, I think the next thing I'll show will be our newest addition, I think. I think this is our newest addition, which is just this little section here. We've got the little beach that I made here, which I definitely want to add a little bit more to it. I want to add palm trees and stuff, but I don't know how to build a palm tree. My tree expertise kind of ends with just this style of tree. So I want to learn how to do palm trees, and then I want to build some along the beach here. But we have this little thing. This one is absolutely gorgeous. The reception that I got on this video where I built this one was also super nice. So I want to say thank you for that. Super sweet. And I will also do terraforming along in the water as well, which I'm pretty sure I did say when I did this video. But it is in the works, it is in the plans. I have a lot of things in the plans. A lot. But it will get done at some point. I just don't know when. But we have that, and it's super nice. I love it. I love looking at it every time I walk by it or I'm flying by it or whatever. I just like love to look at it, stop for a moment. I definitely think it was a really pretty addition to this area. And I cannot wait to build more pretty things like this and, you know, just make more things come to life. It's part of the reason why I love this series, is that I just get to see everything come to life, and then you guys get to experience it, though not in the exact same way. You get to experience it along with me, which I absolutely love. Next, I will show the gunpowder farm, which is just right here. Right here. It's really nothing crazy. I want to do a little bit of an interior on here, but it's just because I don't really come in here that often. I didn't really see much of a reason to get started on that right away. But creepers fall down, I get gunpowder. I'm not going to go up to the AFK area because that's a little unnecessary, but it's just all the way up there. Go AFK for a little while. I try not to AFK too often. I usually prefer to just kind of hang out and do stuff in the area while everything's going on, but you know, sometimes I do need gunpowder. I need to AFK for a little bit. So yeah. And we also have this little beach here, which I much prefer this beach over that beach, but I think it's just because this one has more going on in it. We've got more trees, got more rocks, it's more layered, things like that. While that one is just very plain. And I think once I get more trees and stuff over there, it might look nicer, but I don't know. This one definitely looks much, much, much nicer. I think the next thing that we have is probably my redstone stuff, which is not a lot of redstone stuff, but still some. But if we go down here, it's where we have all my redstone stuff. Which, if you're curious on how I built all of this, I did a video on it, and you can go check that out. And it's very, very efficient. I actually need to fix it to deal with it because it's very efficient. I genuinely cannot keep up with its production. So I have things here where I just every now and then I'll just like take all of this and I'll just toss it all in there, and I'll do this a few times and just toss all that in there. Thankfully, this side isn't quite as productive, but like obviously it's still, this one only goes up to that hopper where this one goes like all the way up there. And I'll just kind of let it go through there. And if we look here, I just have these. They're pretty inefficient. They don't work very well because they kind of just come out through the bottom here. So they work, but they're not crazy good. I need to do some adjustments on them. And if you're wondering if I'm ever going to make the inside of this area look nice, I think that could be a fun project, but I don't think I ever actually will. At least not while I'm using this stuff, because then I'd have to work around all of my redstone like here, because all of it just goes directly up against a wall, and then I would have to worry about like all of like blocks and stuff getting stuck in there. Then I have to go fish them all out, and that just sounds like a lot of work. So I don't think I'm ever actually going to make this area look nicer. I might fill in like the holes and stuff and like make the roof flat, but like an actual making it look nice, I kind of like it the way it is, in all honesty. But yeah, this is my minor redstone area, and it's nothing too crazy here from a little bit higher up. It's just the same farm over and over again, but like if you did want to know how to make it, you can go watch my video. I did do a kind of tutorial on how to make it. I explained how we did it. Whether I explained it very good or not, that's up to you. Okay, so next thing we have is, I think we'll go and show my gold farm, which I think gold farm is going to be some of our next work on thing, our next projects, because we now have the auto crafter, and I think that could be fun to use in the gold farm. So we're just on to the nether roof, and then we follow these torches all the way over here, and we get to my gold farm. I'm gonna get on the thing, and then I'm going to turn the sounds down. I'm just gonna turn them down for while we're here because it's gonna get loud. But so I have an auto sorter for each thing. So here we've got gold nuggets, yeah, and then we've got rotten flesh. We've got golden ingots, and then we have everything else that they drop, which is primarily just swords. And the swords, whenever it gets full, I actually just toss them off to the side. But we've just got some super simple item sorters. That's how those work. And then up here, but right here is just how everything works. I do have an auto clicker that I do use sometimes when I'm going AFK, but I'll just put that in my offhand and I'll kill them, and they'll just quickly heal up all my stuff. And we're actually gonna lock myself up in here. I'll free cam it and I'll show you. So it's just layers, and there's a little turtle egg that they see, and then they go and they fall into it, and they just push each other down, and then they fall. And I think that over time I will actually probably add some more layers to it. Not that it necessarily needs more layers, but I think it just could be helpful. It could be useful. I do have some missing blocks here and there, and that's actually because of ghast, because ghast do spawn on it. And that's just because I'm too lazy to make it so that they don't spawn. So they do spawn there, which can be a little annoying every now and then, but it's not enough that I actually really care about it. But that is that. And once again, if you were curious on how I built it, I actually do have a video on it. I don't know how in depth I actually went on the explanation on how I built it, but it is there if you are curious, though it's super, super simple. You probably don't need my help. But yeah, so that's all I have on the nether roof as of right now, but I'll probably end up doing more farms up here, like a prismarine farm. I might end up doing up here at some point. But I'm not there yet. And if you do recall, there is actually an ancient city down there. And I said like 6 months ago or something that I would do a video where we just go in and try and do the ancient city, and I haven't done that yet. And I still plan on it, but I've kind of gotten attached to only having died once on this world. If you want proof, we'll go to the proof. If I can find where stats are. Jesus. Stats. And times, number of times died, number of deaths. I have only had one death. One death. And it's been a number of hours. You'd think that for how long I've been on this world that I've played more on this world, but I really haven't. A lot of the time where I am actually on this world, I am actually recording. So pretty much if I'm not recording, I'm usually not on here. Or at least very rarely. So it's actually not that high of a number. But I have only died once, and that one death was actually while I was building the gold farm. I had accidentally broke a block or something, and then hit one of the gold guys, one of the piglins. No, they're not piglins. Hoglin. The guys that attack you when you touch them. Those ones. I had accidentally hit one of them, and then they all came after me, and I died. But I'm kind of attached to only having died once, so I haven't gone to go do the ancient city yet. But trust me, it is something that I do want to do. I'm just really attached to this one death. And I think the last thing that I have is the nether and then my storage hall. So we'll go to the nether quickly. I'm not going to show everything in the nether because I don't really have much over there. But I'll show you what the portal looks like on the other side in case you didn't see the last video where I posted that. Here's what it looks like. Nothing crazy. Each direction has something. So like I have all my fortresses that way, and then I have the Badlands that way. The Badlands don't have anything over there, so we're not going to go over there, but it is a really beautiful section. Genuinely, it is one of the prettiest areas I think I've ever been into. Okay, well, we'll go over there. We'll go to the Badlands cuz I want to show you. It has some absolutely beautiful scenery over there. And I think it's totally worth it. We'll take the quick trip. And I actually also have another fortress over here. There's another one. I've got like 4 just right here. And I haven't actually explored it. Maybe I'll explore that one at some point soon as well. And here it is. Here's the Badlands. The pretty part isn't actually part of the Badlands, but I'll show you what everything looks like from way above here. I do have a portal here and a bed and stuff here because originally I did want to have the Badlands portal up here, but every time I tried to move it, it just kept spawning over there, so I gave up. But this one does bring you to the same spot. Just when you go through it from the nether, it brings you to the bottom one. But this is what it looks like from up here. It's absolutely gorgeous in here. This isn't what I wanted to show you though. What I wanted to show you is actually all the way down there into the coral reefs. And there are a lot of coral reefs in this area. It's super pretty, but the pretty part of it is actually underwater over here. And we'll just go and we'll stand right here. It is so pretty. The first time I saw this, I genuinely was so surprised on how pretty it was. It is one of the prettiest things I have ever seen. I'll get some air, and then I'll turn on my shaders for you because it also looks really nice with shaders. The shaders I use don't make insane changes, but it adds just enough that it makes it look so much more just beautiful, gorgeous even. And I refuse to touch any of the coral reef down in this area because of how pretty it looks. It's truly, it feels magical. But that is one of my favorite things about this world, and I refuse to ever touch the coral that's in there. But yeah, so that's the coral. There's really nothing else over here that I think is that interesting. So I think we'll head back. All right, and to round it off, we'll do the storage hall, which isn't anything crazy. Okay, so because of its height, I'm just gonna show you in free cam for simplicity. But this is what it looks like from the front. We've got this. It's still unfinished because it seems like I'll never be able to finish a project ever. But we've got that. We've got our little tree here, which isn't the best cherry blossom tree I think I've ever done, but it is fine. It's good enough. It's not super visible anyways, so I'll let it slide. But we've got that. This is what it looks like from this side. I'm still super happy with the way that this part came out. I think it's really nice, especially with the rounded bits right here. Did really good with that. That's what it looks like from the back, and again from this side, but this angle. Yeah. So that's that. That's the outside for it. And the inside, which we did see already, but you know, see it again. We have it all right here. We've got the glow berries, which I'm using for light in the corners. We've got torches everywhere though, literally everywhere, which won't stay like that. I will actually put better light sources so I don't have torches everywhere, but it's going to stay like that for now. We've got some of the new paintings right here. Or yeah, I don't think the wither one is new, but all the other ones are new. And they're just hanging out there. We've got all of my banners right here, which are going to continue to spread upwards as I get more of them. And that's what it looks like from the inside here. Super nice, super pretty. I do still need to do more work on everything, but you know, I'll get to it. I'll get to it, as I will with literally every other project on here. But yeah, so this is kind of the tour of the world, and I hope that you guys like have been enjoying the full year of this Let's Play, and here's to many years to come, because this world will, I want to keep it going for as long as I humanly can. If you didn't know this, I plan on keeping this world genuinely as long as I humanly can. And if I ever feel like, oh, I want to like start fresh, I'll keep everything in this world, but like I'll just move over to a different area, an area I haven't touched yet, and treat it like I'm starting completely from scratch. Like, I want to keep this world forever and ever. I'm pretty much using it as a way to learn how to build and learn how to get good, and you know, all that things, all the things that, you know, a Minecrafter should be. I should be good at building. I should be good at PvP. Not that I'll really be PvPing on here because it is a solo world, but you know, yeah, so like this world is a world that has come to mean a lot to me, and I hope that you guys have been enjoying everything as much as I have. And really, like, if there is ever anything that you want to see me build on here or do, or if you want me to go and explain in more detail, like maybe it's one of my terrible redstone jobs you want me to explain, or literally anything like that, just let me know, and I would absolutely love to do that. I want this world to be a learning experience for both me and everyone else who's watching, if they want it to be a learning experience, if you want to be part of the learning experience, then absolutely. And it's crazy how long that this world has already been going for. It doesn't feel like it's already been a year, but alas, it has been just under a year now. Yeah, so that I think is where I'm going to call it. This video will already be kind of insanely long. It's going to be a pain for me to edit, but it is what it is. And I will see you guys again in the next video, which will be a reattempt of the 100 hours in hardcore. And that video will probably come out. The first video will probably come out like a week or two after this one. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll see you guys again in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye!